Good afternoon. Tony Dattino, founder of the USA Memory Championship, here back in Orlando, Florida, or as I live in Windermere. You can see the difference it makes for me not being in the cold and the Northeast and different temperatures, though they did open up baseball at Yankee Stadium yesterday. So I guess the cold didn't keep 46,000 people away from attending the game. But I wanted to talk a little bit today about the brain fitness workshop that I attended. These are people that are anywhere from having a stroke or Parkinson's or just in their senior years that want to maintain brain sharpness and brain health and longevity in their life expectancy. And so I get the opportunity. Michael Dattino is a facilitator of the program, and it's just exciting to see a group of seniors that are really absorbed in a combination of mental exercises and going through a series of mental drills and really call them at times to retain and recall on their memory, or exercises that give them the ability to move their memories forward, along with some music that's in the program that is included with the exercising of the program. It's very dynamic and really exciting to see what goes on with these people that are just so engrossed in wanting to do whatever they can to maintain and improve their brain health. And so to that degree, it's a 4-hour program that just engages them from the time they sit down and get ready to go in the morning to the time they wrap it up and call it afternoon. And what was really interesting to me today is a number of them have expressed an interest as we're getting into the April season. Is there any way that you can run special sessions and this work during the summer? And so we asked for a quick vote, and not one person wanted to stop in May when the class is due to end. They actually want to keep going. And what they asked is, are there more things that you can teach us as it relates to our brain? So one of the things I taught them today was what I called the synergy of human thought. And I asked them the question, how many brain cells do we have? And we don't need to get the exact count, but let's get in the ballpark. And one person yelled out billions. And I said, got it, that's close enough. We have billions. And it depends on the foods we eat and the exercise we do, but also the thinking that we have and how that thinking impacts our life expectancy, our memories, and where we're going to go with that. And so we got into a great conversation about, okay, so what do we think about? What are the things that we dwell on that cause us to have a brain that just goes on and does its thinking all day long? So we discussed this synergy of human thought, and where does that synergy come from? And so they quickly realized, well, gee, from the things we watch, read, study, people that we listen to, the influences in our life, and that all represents what we call the first input into our brain, and that can be either good or it can be garbage. And what happens is we have either good inputs in or garbage inputs in. Hold on, let me just grab that phone. Hello? Yeah.
I'm coming out. I just want to touch base with you. I'm on my way over to Windermere, and I'm coming from Winter Park, and I have one patient ahead of you, so probably like between 5 and 5:30.
Okay.
I know you're busy, so okay. I'll see you then.
Goodbye. That was my 3:30, running a little bit late, coming now at 5:30. Anyway, that gives me time to just reflect on what I was talking about. So we got into the point of the first position of our synergy, which we can call good or garbage. And how we bring those inputs in then begin to influence our thinking and how we think maybe about our memories and how we think about how we go about our lives. And so it's a very interesting debate that people go through to step back and say, well, so what are the things that influence your mind or influence your thinking? And what I have found is in the work on memory, so many people think that they were born with a good memory, or they missed those genes, or they aren't going to have one. And they fail to recognize in their, what I call their input to their synergy, that there are skills and things they can learn. And we prove that through our online course, Maximum Memory Mastery. And we prove it with people that have entered the USA Memory Championship for now 23 plus years. So we've got plenty of evidence, but now again, when we talk to people about their first position G, as we call it, good in or garbage in, it's amazing how many people just think they're doomed and there's really little control that they can do over what their memories are capable of achieving or producing. So we started talking about that, and we asked them to then think about, so what influences your thinking as it relates to it, and what influences your memory in terms of what you think about your memory? Have you read any books about it? Have you attended any courses? Have you listened to any people? And here's this brain fitness program that actually delves into some of that. And so we've been teaching them little pieces of the techniques in little bite-sized chunks, and they love it. They want to learn so much more about how they can influence their own memories. There's like no end in sight from this group of people that sit in this workshop, that as they are going through life and getting to the point where their careers are over or they're sitting at home, and in some cases their caregivers, like, they just sit and they're just so anxious to come to this program. But why do they come to the program? Well, one of them, they love the social interaction. They're meeting new people. They're getting to meet different friends, and they're making new friends. But more importantly, they're learning that other people may have some of the same challenges in life or some of the same concerns about their lives, and therefore they get to the next point, which is they don't feel lonely anymore. They feel that they have other people that have similar illnesses or similar challenges that they have to deal with, similar worries or thoughts, and that they build and help one another, which is just fantastic. It brings what I call the social interaction to play, which is one of the major benefits of the program. And of course, there's a half-hour exercise part of it. And what we know about oxygen and exercise and movement to our brain is it's such an imperative for long-term brain health. So that's included as part of the curriculum. And so these people are just, they're doing the maximum they can do within their own boundaries. But what we're doing is opening up those boundaries. We're creating a broader set of boundaries that give them a level of excitement, enthusiasm, to realize that they can still enjoy their lives. That nobody's stuck wherever they are, and nor do they have to be stuck. So for me, as I sit there and watch this, it brings to light all of the things that I've studied now for over 30 years. Kind of think about that, like 30 years I've been studying this and reading about it. I talk about it, I subscribe to these newsletters that come about on a regular basis, and I look at things that come out from the health advisor from Cleveland Clinic and Hopkins and UCLA and Harvard and things, and I'm seeing this all come to life. As people have told me in the past week, memory and mental fitness has got to be one of the hottest topics that are in literature now almost every day. And I certainly see that in my mail every week. And how do we continue to grow the message to people that there is so much more that we can do with our mental fitness than we ever thought possible? There is so much more that you can do in terms of looking at the inputs that you're putting into your brain and making sure that it's not garbage, because the garbage in, garbage grows, right? And it's like, wait a minute, before you're thinking about or taking in the negativity of what I can't do and what doesn't work, and then of course that synergy just builds a garbage dump inside your thinking process. And of course, who's going to remember anything if that's the way you are? Versus, can you start looking at putting some good things into your life? Can you think of things that you could add into your life, be it books that you can read, a workshop you can attend, people that you can sit down and just talk to and have a safe conversation. So their assignment for the weekend was really simple. Just go home this weekend and talk to your grandkids or to your spouse or to your own kids and ask them what was something that was really pleasant and that was good that happened during their week. And bring that back to the class on Monday. And so we'll be anxious to see how they go about that exercise and how they come forward in terms of what they uncover and what they learn, that impacts their own energy levels, their own enthusiasm, their own belief in what they can do with their own memories. With that, we'll see you. It's a weekend already. My goodness, this has been a week that has flown by. And I'll be back out here on Monday. So you have a good weekend. And there is the NCAA tournaments tomorrow. And we did start playing baseball yesterday. We have basketball and hockey going on. This is that time of the year where the world is a little bit crazy if you're a sports fan. So enjoy the weekend, and we'll see you on Monday.